On today's show, the ups and the downs of life in the winter woods. Two campers finally get to their bucket list Minnesota trip, camping way off the grid in the cold. And meet the man who hand-built a Minnesota legacy, one shoe at a time.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work.
Minnesota Bound. Brought to you by Minnesota's select GMC dealers.
Welcome to the show. No doubt winter camping is a bit of a niche sport.
That being said, new campers still want to brave the snow and cold.
Exactly why we documented the story of two Minnesotans who chose a cold existence off the grid in the Boundary Waters.
Sometimes leaving your comfort zone
You want to leave your skis in here, Bill?
means staying up a little too late.
If anything, I overpacked.
Winter campers make last-minute tweaks before going off Minnesota's grid.
Yeah, I live for these trips, big time.
Tomorrow's trip is a long time coming. See, Adam Hunsley and Nick Lisi always wanted to winter camp, so they started with the basics. A simple one-night training trip on a Twin Cities lake 2 years ago.
I'll do it again. For sure I will.
Both bought winter equipment and even built their own trekking sleds from scratch.
It feels cool to have a piece of gear that I know I'll have forever. Probably give it to my kids, and that I made it.
That was then. This is now.
Staying warm. So far, we're about 2 minutes into it.
Nick and Adam hope the next 3 days might ice their reputations as hardcore cold weather campers. Time will tell.
My toes are cold. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Do it.
Let's roll. I mean, slide. The U.S. Forest Service reports roughly 150,000 people visit the Boundary Waters each year.
It's incredible.
But fewer than 3,000 brave winter conditions. Exactly why most winter campers never see another soul. We would be the exception.
What is going on?
Boundary Waters traveler Dan Cook appears out of the white.
Hey, never hugged somebody on skis before. You gotta be careful. Hey, bud.
A friend, a mentor, and a guy who can scare the snow pants off you.
Well, we got a heck of a portage in front of you, I bet you. It's not trial by fire, it's trial by volcano.
Ahead, a roughly half-mile hike between lakes. An uphill jaunt over the river and through the woods.
Oh, hi.
It was twisty-turny up and down. Kind of made me feel like I was a little out of shape, perhaps. But I'm not.
The legs got a little sore for some reason.
You have to earn it, for sure.
The payoff comes half a day in,
Partridge!
when we finally sneak onto Partridge Lake,
Holy cow, look at this.
a remote 127-acre oasis we will soon call home.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Minnesota Select GMC dealers, Rapalot, Star Bank, and by Hewitt Docks, Lifts, and Pontoon Lakes.
Hey there, join us for the Minnesota Bound Wild Game Dinner at the Union Rooftop March 12th. We'll see you there.
The Boundary Waters tends to be the pinnacle when you think about testing yourself while winter camping. But you know what? The hike into the lake is just the start of the adventure.
Time and travel move at a very different pace deep in the winter woods.
Good job, boys.
Winter campers burn the better half of a day to make Partridge Lake camp.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Phil.
Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
We meet the new neighbors and settle in.
I think I'm gonna shovel a bit.
Before I came on this trip, I had a couple dreams, and I kind of dreamt of I'd love to have, you know, snow coming down. I'd love to have snow on the trees.
Crazy, but it's one of my favorite things in the world.
I just can't believe it. You know, there's so few people that do this.
Adam Hunsley and Nick Lisi tackled their first snowy Boundary Waters trip. Their massive snow pile will eventually become a massive snow cave.
Snow cave is shoveled. Now it's time for teepee.
Everything that you need to do is, it takes up time. I mean, it's a process, it takes time, but no, I wouldn't say it's hard. It's fun, really fun. It's been awesome.
Just before dark,
It's not setting up very well.
we quickly hollow out our snow cave shelters.
Very spacious already.
Sometimes, even the best strategy goes amiss.
It's gonna be nice. It's getting dark though.
Exactly why the next morning,
Morning, Adam.
Good morning.
the guys wake up in the teepee
How about some hot, fresh coffee, Adam?
and not their snow cave castle.
It was so disappointing. We had just this beautiful pile of snow.
I don't know if we got too late of a start or not good enough snow,
We were just putting the finishing touches on it.
but we had a little collapse.
Nick takes one last scoop, and I swear the whole thing just went boom.
Yeah, I don't like to talk about that. We don't like to talk about that one.
And the guys stake out their backup plan.
This has become a trip of shelters. What's this one called?
This is the bunker. Adam, crawl in there, see if I have enough room to sit up.
I love it. Good job.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's half the fun of being here. Oh my gosh.
The other fun half will come right after lunch.
Dude, no way, nice one. Holy crap, look at it.
Up next, Northwood's fun heats up, if you know where to find the fish.
Trout.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Connecticut.
Fewer than 3% of all Boundary Water explorers visit during the winter months. If you decide to be brave and visit this time of year, you can expect a few surprises.
Work long enough
Team sport.
and hard enough.
Holy cow, is it pretty.
You find yourself with free time in winter camp. A moment to just be.
so quiet. I cannot believe how quiet it is. It's a different kind of quiet, and it's just awesome.
Silent until this happens.
Boy, did it take line. Oh.
Remote lake trout fishing comes with challenges.
Drilled about 25 holes. Started as far away from camp as possible.
You have to be in here somewhere.
Finding fish on a new lake can get tricky. So I pop up a tip-up on the edge of camp. Set it and forget it.
Holy crap, look at it. Oh my gosh. Jeez, just flying, taking line. Trout. Woo! Beauty. We have trout.
Of course, the 3 holes we drilled closest to camp are the ones where we started to hit.
Yeah! Take the time.
I don't know, my heart was racing. You know, the second I felt that, I said, you know, I was like, hey guys, you know, I got a hit, and it went away. And then shortly after, I dropped it down again, and bam, it was on. The drag was going, and I didn't want to get too excited and just reel it up right away. You know, you got to kind of let it do its thing.
On the board.
See, the work is worth the
I know, it is.
All day long,
Yeah!
we celebrate remote life outdoors on ice.
The fish have been awesome. There it is, a Partridge Laker. We're gonna be eating good tonight.
Quite a day of fishing.
I mean, it'd be a good trip either way, but the fishing has been, yeah, so much fun.
Nice one.
A few days ago, Adam and Nick started as relative winter camping rookies.
I was nervous. You know, I've never done this before.
My, how things change.
I totally didn't expect this.
Trout's here.
You know, I thought it'd be cold, I thought it'd be inconvenienced.
That smells excellent. Okay, put some rice on it. Okay.
And this is a total different experience. It's just great.
This is very tasty.
It was so good. I haven't had a better fish in a long time.
Fantastic.
Awesome, guys.
This has been awesome. Incredible. Everything I've asked for.
And more. Rough winter weather greets us for cleanup. And our trek out.
It'll fit. Just will take some persuasion.
My good luck charm from the boys.
Every time I leave, I start dreaming of coming back. This time,
I would do it again in a heartbeat.
I am not alone.
There you go, little guy. Now we'll go for a walk.
Still ahead, a Minnesota-bound classic dedicated to the art of snowy winter travel.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Ice Castle Fish Houses and by Totem Resorts, the premier destination for world-class fishing.
Today's Minnesota Bound Classic continues our Winter Woods theme.
Back in the day, Ron Shara headed north to meet a man who makes his living off the land.
His craft, making a key piece of winter gear.
There you go, little guy. Now we'll go for a walk. I can't wait. Here we go. You want to go hunting for bunnies? You want to go looking for bunnies? Is that what you're looking for?
On sunny winter days, Jack Moraski and Skybo the Beagle like to shuffle off to woodsy places covered in snow. That's the magic of snowshoes, Jack says.
It's just quiet. It's you're out there walking on top of things. You can go places where you'll never go in the summertime, across swamps, you know, and nobody ever sees this area. You can make a trail out here and then come back 3-4 days later, you see different tracks in the snow and you see different animals moving, and it's just like a book. It's just great.
It's fair to say Jack adores snowshoes. He collects them.
Each color of yarn means something to it.
The first snowshoe makers, Native Americans, used fire to bend their wood.
See the burnt marks here from the coals that they held them over a hot fire?
Jack, too, is a snowshoe maker. He taught himself. It's what you did when raised on Minnesota's Iron Range.
I took a bunch of them apart and seen how they were laced and followed the pattern and followed the more simpler ones.
For more than 2 decades, making snowshoes has made him a living.
Now this is a piece of beef hide, and I've soaked it for 2 days. Otherwise, it's real hard.
Modern snowshoes are made of metal and plastic, but Jack prefers the old methods.
That does a pretty nice job of cutting. Of course, I made this trial and error.
Steam funneling down an eave spout softens the wood to bend the frames. These are not shoes. They're Jack's pieces of art weaved like a spider web.
I like the lacing and of course I make all parts, the cross pieces, bending the wood, and there's a lot of satisfaction in it. I'm going to go through and tighten all this up now. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work and time consuming, but I really enjoy it. And the people I meet, we all have the same interests, so it's really great.
Jack also knows that being a snowshoe maker is like being an endangered species.
I don't know of anybody young that's making them. There's a guy up in Ely that's probably maybe 10 years younger than I am. He's about the youngest one I know that's making them.
The next generation should know about making snowshoes, so Jack does his part when the Boy Scouts come visiting.
Do you get paid for doing snowshoes?
Not really.
I think these snowshoes are cool.
And so does Jack. His cool snowshoes lead to cool places.
This is the beginning of Minnesota's Iron Range right here. And they dug this in 1890.
As a young man, Jack also worked the Iron Range.
The iron ore here from these mines helped build freedom. Building the guns and tanks and ships, planes, bullets, the whole thing came from these mines right here.
A history lesson over, Jack and Skybo trudge on, his beloved snowshoes taking him to where most of us fear to tread.
If you're in the woods, in out of the wind, it's always a friendly day.
We lost Jack back in 2005, but a lot of families still own and cherish his legacy work.
It's interesting, traditional snowshoes were often laced using animal skins.
Now, I bet those took a lot of time to make.
For sure. Hey, if you'd like to see more about how gear gets made, head to Amazon Prime. You can watch all of our full episodes there.
Well, that about does it for us. We'll see you back here next week.
In the meantime, don't forget to introduce a kid to the great outdoors.
Transportation provided by Premier Transportation. Call 1-800-899-7433. To get more Minnesota Bound, including full episodes, go to mnbound.com. And to follow our latest adventures, like us on Facebook.